Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play EU4 Mandate of Heaven. We are getting ever closer to becoming Japan here. We've only got a couple of subjects. We gotta wait for some of the modifiers to go away, but we've been soaking them up pretty fast. Heishi's here. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it, but I mean, that's the way I'm going to do it. Is having some pretty significant rebel problems, which is interesting. Now, these are pretender rebels, so they're not going to break up the country. I think they're just going to change the ruling class. So again, we have the question of, do we rival Ming or not? What could possibly go wrong if I do? Well, they could declare war on us and probably kick our ass. Although these mountain forts are going to be pretty handy for that. You know what? Let's just do it. What could possibly go wrong? Let's go and get that going. I don't think there's any point in spying on them now. Actually, there might be some things we can do. You know what? We can probably steal maps from them, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll also have to follow that up with some embargoes and insults and things like that so that we can get a little bit more power projection. Ming as a rival, new generation of samurai. We are... I mean, we've got to go for the power, although I gotta say that army tradition could be... Well, right now it's decaying. That's tactics. I think I moused over this before looking at my tradition. It is decaying relatively quickly right now. And apparently we are currently maintaining our forts, which is not what I want to do. Let's go ahead and mothball those. Yeah, we'll just take the administrators because it's going to decay too quickly. We have, so we're being embargoed here, we have an actual castle here, which we are not going to keep in order to save some money. It might still be worth building an actual fortress in Kyoto at some point so that we can not have to worry about people ninjaing our stuff. Apparently our transport ships are currently busy. Also, you are not currently exploring for the 7 cities. Spread a disease. We're going to attempt to assuage their suffering. That's going to be fine. Let me bring you down a little bit here. You're building the spy network. Ooh, the Amazons. Oh, this time it's Diplo power instead of relationship. I'm going to say this sounds like a bad idea because I want the admin power here. That must have been why we did it before. You are being... What is with this flag? Oh, you're on rebel hunting duties. Right. Yeah, that's fine. You're being attrition. Is there somewhere you can stand that would be better? Like right there? That would be swell. Okay, and you are doing boat stuff to land there, which is great. Now our transport ships are no longer busy, which means I can land you over there. Excellent. And let's just double check. I think last time, oh, we've got a little bit more force limit. Let's go ahead and throw that in there, and that's going to be fine and groovy. And when do we get the next level of castle? Because that would actually be quite nice. Is it here? There we go. Bastion is at level 14. Okay, so not for quite some time here. Alright, you're good. I'm going to put you back on rebel hunting because there's going to be some over here. We've got some native uprisings and revolt. There we go. That is actually a pretty big revolt. Why are you going around that way? Oh, because there's more than one. Indeed. We can actually have one more leader. Oh, because we have above 25 power projection. That's pretty nice. Why don't we make our ruler into that? I think I like that idea. We're going to make our ruler into a general. No, well, you're not great, but you're not the worst. So yeah, go and take care of that first. And we might need a few more reinforcements. Although these guys are just standing around, so I think we'll do that. Native assimilation is good. Conversion is good. Let's go and do that. Yeah, let me pull back this diplomat so that way I can send some embargoes and stuff like that. Embargoes and insults. I'm going to have these guys merge over here. Just so that we can get 30k. Because that's a 4-3 general over there. Ouch. Okay, the extra separatism is pretty poopy, but hardly the worst. We've got some money. Now, last time, yeah, we're not building any more of these manufactories. We might want to consider getting more manpower. And actually, there's a couple of good places to build barracks. More manpower may be important for fighting off the Ming. On the other hand, money can help us win a lot of wars too. So let's go ahead and build those temples. Alright, we're going to have you start walking this way. Please and thank you. We've got all of our colonies going on. We do have an idle diplomat right now, so I'm going to embargo you. Since you already embargoed me, it's not going to give you a CB, not that we have a shortage of they can't, you know, they can go to war with us basically whenever they want here. Now, it'll be nice if I can get more troops in the Korean Peninsula, so that we don't have to worry about this going forward here. You still have, oh yeah, that was your automatic suppression. We gave you some more things. You're going to de-siege that, then you'll go after those guys, which will be fine and lovely. We'll save up a little bit more money before we do anything else. We've got to tell you to keep looking for the 7 cities of gold. I don't know why that's like that. I'm sure someone has answered the question in earlier video, but the problem is I'm pre-recording a bunch of these right now because I gotta get ready for some new content coming soon. Okay, all of our colonists are still out. That's right, I was doing some extra stuff. Colonizing faster is probably still good. That's gonna go fast. Okay, over here, I'm gonna recall that colonist. I'm going to send you over here. Boom. Alright. That's done. You're going to go over here and kick these guys' butts. Probably they'll get another province and spread more separatism first, but that's the way it goes. Diplo tech cost. Well, we're a little while away from the Diplo tech. We're not really building any ships right now, though. One thing to be considered is if I were to just go and queue up a number of ships right now. There you go. And I'm going to say this. So that's going to increase their cost, but we've already spent. We're not going to for a little while. I'm not sure exactly how it'll work out. That tech bonus slash penalty may be relevant. It may not be relevant, depending on how long it takes us to get there. You're working on that. It's just merchant. Lose some trade efficiency for 1 year, or lose... Oh, well, I don't want to lose Diplo power, so we'll just hit that. That's fine. We're making a lot of money, which is good, because now we're going to build up a lot of infrastructure and then solidify our economy for the game going forward, and that's going to be very handy-dandy. Alright, you're there. We can tech up militaristically, which is going to be very important when we fight this war, but right at this moment, I suppose I could do it so that we got the tactics before we fight these guys, although I don't know how much difference it makes. I'm just thinking about waiting a little bit longer so we can get a discount. Although, the increased supply is actually going to be really handy. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to hit this button. Okay, we're not going to be out of whack with anything. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to hit the button. It's actually going to be quite handy. And we will get the banner infantry, and hopefully they will restore their morale before they get there. I might just manually encourage them to do this, and then we'll double check. Okay. Genemaki. Communities of faithful... Eco-Iki. What? I don't know what this means. Have started growing into small towns around major Buddhist temples in this realm. These cities are not only influential in the spiritual sense, but also command their own defense force composed of anything from the samurai of low-level landholders to armed soldier, farmers, and monks. The Eco-Iki communes represent parallel authority, not only to the shogunate, but any daimyo controlling surrounding lands. One such commune has sprung up around a temple in Tokachi, and while we might be able to benefit from their support, this potential mix of religious fervor, weapons, and autonomy pose a threat to daimyo authority. We can undercut these hornets' nests, which moves it a little bit more towards isolationist, gives a local unrest, but lose some local autonomy. We can strive to work together with the armies of the faithful, moves us towards more open, which I do tend to like. Gives a local autonomy for, you know, temporarily, but permanent base 1 manpower is really nice. Or, ooh! So it moves sharply towards, more local autonomy, but that will burn away for permanent +2 base manpower in Tokachi. Well, let's do that one. More temples! More temples so we can get more monks. I guess if there was a native uprising right now, it'd be a little awkward. Oh, we lost our naval reformer. Do we... Ooh, Diplorep's not bad. Just checking for all the buttons here. No, we don't need that. We could recruit you. Half-priced level 3 Diplorep guy. Put us at 65 influence, which isn't too bad. I think we're going to do this. Well, I actually would prefer the +1 Diplorep. Well, it's not relevant, really, because we're not annexing yet. The improved relations doesn't matter that much either. Yeah, it gets rid of all those stacked -30 opinion modifiers from annexing people, but a little faster, like helps reduce it faster, but it looks like it has a timeout on those things anyway, so at some point it'll just go away completely. But I think it's worth getting a level 3 advisor in this slot. Although we need to bank a little bit more money before we can get Tokumato. Oh, no, there we go. 41, level 3. Excellent. That's right. It also lowers his purchase price, which is kind of amazing. It's not even halved. It was more than halved. But having the maintenance is the important part. So we got 2 level 3 advisors now, which is really great, and we're still making huge bank. Oh, shoot. They moved on to us. I was resting here so our morale would recharge, but they actually moved on to us. Doomsday. Ooh, okay, self-sustaining colony. And we need to put out a new missionary. That was over here, right? Do we have a mission for Sandpit? I feel like we do. We do. So we definitely want to do that so that we can get the bonus growth. This is really annoying. Yeah, no kidding, we lost. That's really annoying, so it's actually going to lead to one other place having frickin' the separatism here. Which is, because we were just going to sit here for a couple of months and then go after them. I never expected them to make a move towards us. Boo, hiss. Alright, you're going to do that. When you charge, you're going to go and fight those guys. So yeah, more years of separatism over there. Very frustrating. We've got another exploration mission that finished. We're nearly out of them. Oh, no, we got a little bit more that's popping up. Alright, good. Keep it going then. That's going to be fine. Alright. So yeah, we gotta wait forever. But yeah, see that annexed vassal thing, at some point it just times out. It'll probably drop to like, I don't know, because it's 1.6 per year, which is not very much, but I think it only lasts like the same, it's not the same duration as the annexed vassal modifier penalty to our Diplo rep, but it definitely poofed at some point. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we can build some more. We don't have a ton of money in the bank though, so I might want to leave a little bit of a buffer. These guys going here. Oh, you're going to start besieging. That's actually not what we want at all, you idiot. You should have gone the other way around. Your priority is to kill these guys so that you don't keep spreading separatism. I mean, you do desiege faster than these guys siege, but they would still, while we desiege 4 provinces, they'd probably get another 2, which would be really annoying. Alright, you need to be insulted. Thank you. Could justify a trade conflict. That's not what we're looking for. I mean, we're going to kick these guys' ass now, because now we have actual morale and superior numbers, but, oof. Yeah, that was really kind of on the crap side. What I'm going to do here is I am going to go and burn off a single dude here, because we don't need stacks of 5 anymore. I feel very confident with stacks of 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move more people over here to be in a group, and then these guys are probably going to move to the Korean Peninsula, or at least be slightly more conveniently positioned to go to the Korean Peninsula. So manpower cap is now 76k. That's good. Another manufactory came online, which is going to be very good for us. We're going to just split you like that. Besiege this stuff as quickly as possible here. And what I can do is something like that. Alright, good. It's been recaptured. You're going to go there. Alright, so right now we have no real provincial unrest. Yeah, nothing is threatening to come up at this time, which is great. This is basically going to be resolved here. And then, yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we'll ship people to the Korean Peninsula. So if Ming starts something, again, most likely they're going to be forced. Well, the AI can kind of bypass a lot of forts. I'm actually wondering if I should build another one here. Maybe right here. Literally have a line of forts. So even the AI won't be able to cheat their way through it. At some point, they're going to have to start sieging the mountains, and then we can attack them in there, and of course, we would get the advantage. We'd count as the defender. I actually think this is probably a really strong idea. We'll have to wait for that fort to get built. But I think that's going to be okay. Just to make sure they can't do anything funky. Alright, that's good. So you move here for convenience. Well, I guess I'll group you up, actually. These are my transports now that are just chilling. Yep. Severe trade crisis is expired. Excellent. So what you're going to do is all y'all are going to get moved over here. Just in the southern tip. So we can't take down our army maintenance still, because we still need to worry about the natives. So we're colonizing in 4 places. Just verifying that we've got you, and you are colonizing. We'd like this one to finish the quickest, if possible. Oh, our explorer's gone. So this ship is going to come home momentarily. That's okay. I have to hit this button again. What the hell is with this mechanic? I thought it was cool before. Now I don't anymore. Any cool spy stuff we can do yet? I'm not going to fabricate claims on Ming. It's unnecessary. I've got a great CB for Ming, which is the Celestial Empire kind of thing, which sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, native fighting, that's fine. People are getting dropped off over here. That's also good. Let's go. We are almost at the next idea for expansion. And I don't think we're as worried about rushing that. I think what we're going to do is get the tech at this point. Discovered agents, yada, 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 yada. Lots of people are spying on us. Fish is not necessarily the most exciting, but it is there. So yeah, I am going to go and build right here, because this is hills. I mean, it's not mountains. Mountains are better. I mean, I could just put more forts in the mountains so that we have more places where this kind of stuff could happen. But the idea is to prevent them from, like, being able to bypass me or do weird stuff like that. I mean, they shouldn't. The AI should not be able to go through here without taking the fort. On the other hand, maybe, can they go around through the north? And the answer is sort of yeah. If they got permission to go through here, they could walk to here, then here, then here, and then they wouldn't be able to make this move, assuming they follow the same rules as me. So I'm actually wondering about one more fort right over here, in fact. So as long as they don't cheat and start bypassing this stuff, they will be forced in there. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it be. I know the AI can cheat some things, but they should not be allowed. They should be allowed to move in here, but not here. Alright, let's assume they won't cheat. We'll just save some money. I don't know. I don't know. So instead, what I can do is look at just building... Ooh, there we go. A few more buildings to improve our economy. Which continues to improve as well as various... autonomies drop, although we are at our state limit. Okay, you're fighting, you're fighting, fighting. England has entered their golden era. Well, good on them. They've gone ahead and hit that button. We'll probably wait until a little bit later to do that. We're going to want, since it has the morale of armies bonus, we're going to want to have our golden era about the time that we decide to challenge the Ming. And the global trade power is going to be really nice. And the state maintenance is actually going to be kind of handy as well. But yeah, no. Unlocking the textiles manufacturer is probably going to make us a bunch of money because I think we do have silk. We've got cores, okay. People coming back. One of our automated people is idle. What do we need to steal maps? 50. Okay, so that's probably when we'll be looking for the next button, and that's going to be fine. So we've got no one here. Our unrest levels. Oh, there's actually some here, which I'm sort of surprised at. Let's go ahead and just give them some autonomy over here. Just to eliminate that. Actually, there's a little bit over here, too. I think they're quite far away from doing anything. That's national unrest for 10 years. Well, we can't do that. We'll just have to eat 10 prestige. Alright, many spy networks. There's a tech level. A wharf. Yeah, there's no reason to save this now. Plus, naval equipment manufacturing. I don't know if we had any of those. I think we do, actually. I think we do. So that might be a big money maker as well. We want to make as many of these manufactories as possible because it's good for money. And later on, one of the institutions spreads out of manufactories, which is brilliant. There's a weapon manufactory that just finished. And it's going to be one of the later ones, but it should do pretty good for us. So these barks here are now just stalled out. Unless we want to purchase another explorer. I think I'm going to wait. Hit the upgrade button. I'm going to have you join in the fun of protecting trade in Beijing, where we're still getting a lot of money from collecting trade over there. Despite all the embargoes and stuff like that, it's making us a ton of cash. There we go. Administrative. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button. There's no reason right now to save my admin power, so I'm going to do that. We got a lot of discount already applied. We'll kick that in. Textiles manufacturers unlocked, and number of states unlocked will be very nice when we get to the next level. It's interesting because the last few times I've played, I haven't been maxing out my states, but at the same time, we had a lot more of them. Now there are fewer states from technology and government types. Trade failure. 10 years of trade efficiency and lose loyalty, or I could spend Diplo power to not lose the efficiency and also gain loyalty. You know, I don't like spending points, but that's a long time of trade inefficiency. And a lot of our income comes from there. So we're going to do something like that. That's going to be okay. All right, we're looking to bank some money so that we can make more of these manufactories. Because I'm willing to bet some of them are going to be pricey. Ooh. Well, we want this button. Okay, so this is going to give a province to the merchant guilds. Let's take a look at it. We can always take it away later if wanted. Iwami over here. This one here. This is actually a very fine and appropriate province to give to the Merchants Guild, assuming it doesn't impact gold. But it shouldn't. I mean, first of all, gold doesn't follow a lot of the same rules, but we're still going to get our max production from this. By doing this, it also is going to give us 2 extra base tax in this province. And we could always take it away if it was a problem, but I don't think it is. Some of the Bushi modifiers just expired. We'll take a look at any buttons we might want to hit, like demand military power. We're going to do that. It is going to tank their loyalty. And I'm not going to call a diet because it would bring them to 70, and that would be a little scary. So it's okay. We'll just accept. I mean, the land maintenance modifier is the only part that kind of sucks right now. The manpower recovery speed doesn't matter too much. And this will come back up. I mean, normally it would, but right now it's not a problem. You've got nothing to do. You're super loyal. Demand diplomatic support. Well, we're clearly going to hit that button. Bam. And get some more points. Okay, excellent. Really wish there was an alert when those things became available. Workshop done. We're going to keep building up money for some more manufactories right now. Our income's still good, right? Yeah, 21 is fine. Again, that's with 2 level 3 diplomats, or advisors, I should say. One's a diplomat, one's an admin guy. But we're getting a lot of extra points for our money, which is great. Conversions are good. Native attack, that's fine. Okay. Native assimilation, very handy. I was going to say, Sandpit is the one where we had the mission. Oh, there's going to be tropical wood there. What's our next mission? Just turn it into a city? Yeah, we'll take that. First of all, there's no other options. And secondly, it's a pretty good choice. So our subjects, we still have a while to go before we can make them like us again. I mean, I think we've got the full improved relationship with them at this point. I do want to build more trade ships, although I think we will prioritize the manufactories because I think that's still going to give us the most money in the short term. Social tensions, the eco-ickies in our realm have been growing stronger, more numerous, and above all, more bold. Our officials report that sometimes an icky tax collector has collected already when they arrive in a village, and traders are no longer feeling safe as they pass these communities. The eco-iki are now so strong that many have started to question their privilege. This is only their right, would move us open. Give them more autonomy, but +1 base manpower. They cannot spread beyond their current borders. This would move us towards the isolationist end and cost us stability. Or the time has come to crush these peasants. More isolationists, fight some rebels, lose autonomy. No, we want the permanent boost to manpower. Hopefully, this doesn't lead to some sort of crazy-ass disaster. I don't know. All right, so we've got 80k troops in the Korean Peninsula. And Ming's got a lot more than that, but we have the ability to perhaps fight them in mountains and get a pretty big boost that way. We'll see. We shall see. The problem is we have quantity ideas. The only reason we have half-decent manpower. Quantity ideas don't help your people fight better, so we're really going to have to go in with quite superior numbers here before anything gets started. Just out of curiosity, yeah, textiles manufacturer for huge money. Naval equipment manufacturer for quite a bit of money. How come it goes up so much more? How come this is going to add 2 gold? All right, where are you? I guess I did just start you. I was just trying to zoom to it, but this is fine. Where's the... Okay, right over here. So you're building a manufactory, which is okay. Apparently fish counts as naval equipment. What am I looking for? Buildings. Naval supplies, fish, or salt. Okay. Well, I mean, huh. Yeah, you're going from nothing because you don't have much of it. So the +1 does a lot percentage-wise, but the percentage-wise is not what we care about. It's in terms of absolute. Why would Kyoto only get an extra half of gold? This is more valuable. Yeah, I don't actually understand that. Hold on. Because no matter what, you're getting +1 good, right? There's clearly something I'm missing. Local goods produced, +1. Local goods produced, +1. Local goods produced, +1. So if we're just producing an extra good in Kyoto, then shouldn't this be giving us an extra 4 gold worth of silk? Goods produced 1.75. So we're getting a 25% boost because of prosperity over here. So this should bring us from 1.75 goods produced to 2 point change, because our base is 1.4. So it's going to change our base to 2.4, which is going to, and then add a 25% boost over that as well. So what's the deal here? It's only a 10% increase. I don't think that display is being correct. There's no way that makes any sense. Oh, hold on. Hold on, they're showing different things. Whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are they showing different things? This is gold, this is not gold. What? What? If I cancel you, do we get all my money back? Yeah, okay. Why is this displaying it differently? Okay, so I was right. There's something weird going on. I just can't figure out why that's weird. It's a territory right now. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Alright, so, I mean, I still want to build a manufacturer, although a couple more bucks in the bank first would be nice. So we're just going to look at the ones that give us gold first. And yeah, definitely something like Kyoto would be best. A commandant has died. Merchant slandered is actually really annoying. We're going to go and get a new advisor here. Now, I don't know if I want to pay for one of the level 3 ones, because that's a lot in monthly. Going to a level 2 might not be bad, though. I like that. I think we're going to split the difference and go that way. That's going to be tolerable. And then I can't... Oh, I can still build a building. Well, I can still build a building, just not a manufactory, because that costs us too much. Growth of the printing industry. Okay, countries that... So we need printing press now. The problem is, we certainly don't have it. The printing press always spawns in Germany. Okay? So Friesland over here. So it always spawns in Germany. And I don't know if we get any auto spread at all. No, because it's got to have the printing press. Someone's got to have printing press. Or if we had Diplotech 15, or if we were Protestant and Reformed. But we're quite far away from Diplotech 15. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to buy our way into getting the printing press. Alright, reduced isolationism. We're going to get the support of the Eco-Iki. Morale boost for 50 years. Well, that's quite good. But yeah, we're going to have to spend a fair amount of time. We'll probably just develop Kyoto. Obviously, it's very expensive for the development, but we'll get a bigger chunk per button we hit. So it kind of works out the same. We had another advisor die. Can we get... I could get a theologian. I would really prefer an inquisitor, but we just use that. Oh, and they've got too much influence anyway, so no, we're just going to have to get a regular advisor over here. We don't really have unrest. I mean, there's a little bit of it, and at some point there might be, you know, recent uprisings go away, and some of these things might get reset. But I think it's probably worth just getting the production efficiency. He'll pay for himself pretty well. So there's only going to be a level 1 guy, which sucks. Ooh. Oh. France is going to be the person who's allowed by the Catholics to colonize Brazil. I mean, that's not relevant to us because we're not Catholic, but it is interesting that things develop that way. Okay, I have enough money now. Let's go and finally build that textile manufactory in Kyoto. which is actually going to add 58, or 0.58 instead of 0.56. Things have gotten a little bit better there because of our production efficiency. So that's nice. And again, this is one of the ones that double dips, because you get the bonus gold from the production efficiency, but there are actually more trade goods in a node where we have 80% control, despite the fact that we have no ships patrolling there whatsoever. Just a question of, well, we literally control every single province here. Well, almost every. That's right, we got to remember Yoku at some point. My spy network size in Ming keeps getting reset. Annex subjects is aspired. Now that is not the relationship modifier. That's just the diplorep modifier. More simulation is very good. And you know what? We got to put a cut in here. I mean, we continue to grow. Things are getting better. The question is, are they getting more betterer for the Ming than for us? I don't know. It is nice to have positive power projection, too, though. Second ranked great power is giving us a big baseline boost. Long-time rivals. I mean, it's just a 1. Age objective. Are we close to getting another one? Well, at some point, we're going to try to create a colonial empire. And at some point, we should unify our culture. So actually, we should get a fair amount of that soon. I just realized you never got moved to where you're supposed to be over here. Luckily, there are very few natives, and they're kind of chill. So that's a good thing. But we should move you. And then... okay, it's there. Yeah, it's a little annoying that it's a linear path over here for the colonization, because we can't ever sort of branch out and get double the adjacency bonuses, if that's even still a thing, which I still have to go and double check. All right, we're going to put a cut in here. Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.